Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and this just happens to be video number 3500. Well, sort of. Of course, we're all quite used to the well, sort of part. So let's just go on, shall we? Well, the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to thank all of my YouTube subscribers and my Instagram followers for following me, subscribing to me, watching my videos, and learning all the things that people need to learn to grow as human beings. Okay? I know you've been seeing all these wage protests on the television. You've been seeing it in the news. People wanting this $15 an hour. Let me tell you something. If they really want that $15 an hour, all they have to do is come here and learn this stuff. If they learn what I'm teaching to you people, then they can find higher paying gainful employment and they will get the $15 an hour. That's all there is to it. It's really up to them. And it's really up to you too. So if you don't want to stand in a picket line for the rest of your life, learn what I'm trying to tell you. And then you can get that better employment and you'll be better off. Now, the next thing I'd like to say is that I have a unique glitch. Okay, my hard drive in my computer has a unique glitch. It has a tough time operating in colder temperatures. I'm not exactly sure why, but it does. Now, I still want to produce you videos. So, what I've been doing is I've been actually taking screenshots and putting them together to make a video for you. And that's why the last 3 videos have been pretty much silent. But the thing is, you don't really have to see my face. The important part of this channel is not my face, it's not my voice, it's about what I'm teaching you. So, if you're learning things, that's important. And that's the most important part of my channel. So it doesn't matter whether you see me, whether you hear me, as long as you're learning from me, that's the important thing. Now, the next thing I'll say is that if I want to put something up on the internet and I want you guys to read it, I'll put it up on my Speed Learner fan page. And I'm going to leave a hyperlink down here below so you can subscribe to my Speed Learner fan page and you can see all this stuff that I'm posting up there. Okay? So if I'm not able to put up a video and I still want you to learn something, that's where I'll put it. Like I said, I'm going to leave a hyperlink down here so you can go find it for yourself. Alright? Now, the next thing I want to say is that in the not-so-distant future, I'm going to be uploading highly interactive web pages. Some of them will be free, some of them will be paid. Okay? But I will not stop posting educational YouTube videos on YouTube. I won't stop. Okay? So you're still going to get your education. But there's certain subjects that are not as important to learn as the ones I'm teaching here on YouTube, and those are the ones that, maybe I'll have some extracurricular materials, or maybe it's some particular topic that's not necessarily important to learn to get $15 an hour or something like that, and that's the kind of thing I'll be, as a paid service type thing. Okay? So the free videos will still be going up. It's just that there'll be some kinds of extra information that I'll be posting on my paid service that I won't be posting on my free service. Okay? So, you're not missing out on anything. Alright? Now, the final thing I'm going to talk about is the band Pentatonix. Now, I have talked about them a couple of times before. Now, they just uploaded a Christmas video, and I wanted to say some positive things about it first. Number one, they are a wonderful a cappella group. They sing very well. So that's not an issue here. Okay. Number two, they definitely picked an appropriate setting to sing their song. Okay. So even that's not an issue. The song they picked was very appropriate for the time. Okay. It's a very wonderful song. It has a very good message inside of it. So that's wonderful. So what's the problem? The problem is their attire and their demeanor. Do they adequately and accurately reflect what's in that song? And the answer is no. I wonder if they've ever read the book Prophet and Teacher by William Herzog. Now, if you remember, I covered that. I actually did a commentary on that here on my YouTube channel. And yes, I definitely want you to read that book. That way you can give me some feedback about what you read in that thing. I read it, and there's some good material in there, and I want you to read it. I did a very poor commentary on it. You really need to read the book in order to fully understand what was going on in first century Jerusalem. And I know my English teacher's going to kill me on this. I should have said the word comprehend instead of the word understand. And she would just slap me silly if she was here right now saying, well, you should have used the word comprehend. But, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, I just wonder if they comprehended what was going on in first century Jerusalem, especially what was going on with Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. I wonder if any of them ever read Prophet and Teacher. Okay? I really do. Because if they had, their attire would have been much different, and their demeanor would have been much different. And I think even the way they sang their song would have been different. So I don't think they truly comprehended the subject matter that they were singing about. And that's the problem. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at the comments that were left on their video, it was more focused on their singing than the message of that song. And that's not to be the case. The message of that song should have been the primary thing talked about, not their singing. If you want to talk about their singing, let them sing a different song. If you want to talk about what was in the message of that song, that's what should have been talked about. That's the thing that should have been open for discussion. But sadly, it wasn't. And so the message of the song is kind of lost simply for the fact that it was Pentatonix singing it instead of another group of people that would more accurately and adequately represent the song's meaning. And even Pentatonix themselves, had they worn a different attire, had they had a different demeanor, they would have communicated the message of the song much more effectively. So, yes, they're good singers. Yes, they picked an appropriate setting, but they really, because of the way they dressed, their attire, their demeanor, the message was lost. As far as I'm concerned, the message was lost. That's sad. It shouldn't be that way. You say, well, how do we contrast that? Well, we contrast that by what John Lennon sang. Okay, if you'll remember, John Lennon sang a song called Happy Xmas. Have you ever watched that video? Okay, let me tell you something. The way John Lennon sang Happy Xmas, we got the message. This was unfortunately lost. Compare the two and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm discussing here. So to kind of sum it up, Pentatonix has good singing voices. They do pick good songs. They do have appropriate settings, but it's the way they're singing that causes the problem. They're just simply not doing proper research on their songs to present them effectively. And that's the problem. So, anyway, so hopefully, and that's just the thing, if they did better research, their music would be better. Just that simple. All they're missing right now is better research. And I hope that's what they'll do in the future. If they do, they'll become better musicians, more effective singers, and more importantly, they'll be lauded a lot more than what they're being lauded right now. So, there you go. There you have it. So, it's not like people are getting this idea that I hate Pentatonix. I don't hate Pentatonix. I just don't like the fact that they don't do good research. That's the difference. The one thing I do despise is when people try to get me to conform to everybody else. I despise conformity. I really do. That's something I despise. But aside from that, I think Pentatonix has a good future. I just think that they just need to do more research. That's all it is. If they did better research, they would be better musicians. Simple as that. Maybe if they figure that out and they watch a few of my videos, who knows? Anyway, there'll be a lot more educational videos coming up in the future. I know I tend to babble. That's okay. This is actually my channel, and so if I want to babble, I certainly can, but that's not really going to help you all, so I'm just going to make this short and sweet. Thank you all for watching. Will there be more video response wars? Yes, there will, as soon as I have more entries. And I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that as I get more Instagram people to be involved in my YouTube channel, there'll be more video response wars entries and eventually winners as well. So it is something that will be coming up. Again, I thank you all very much for watching. As I continue to teach you HTML, which eventually will lead to SVG, you will see a lot more mathematics on my, not just on my YouTube channel, but on these web pages I plan to upload, and it really will be a benefit to you. Now, one of the questions is, will I show you guys how to make an octahedron and also an icosahedron? The answer is yes. It may not come until spring. I don't know. If I get a good warm day, I may just come in here and I may just plop down my great big dry erase board and I may just do it. We'll just have to wait and see. But that is planned. They are kind of tricky to draw, and I may have to practice it a little bit, and I may take the winter to practice so I get it right. Gee, you didn't say the word correct. Remember? If you say right, somebody turns right and gets you lost. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So, anyway, that's all coming. A lot of stuff is coming. Will I continue the ACT math problems? Yes. Will I continue to cover Common Core? Yes. Will I continue my presentations on the healthcare law? Absolutely. It might just be some time, but it will come. Whew. I'm babbling here, so you have a lot more to look forward to. Will I cover the Taylorville Festival of Lights in December? The answer is absolutely yes. You're going to see it right here on this YouTube channel. So, a lot more yet to come. Alright, this is Ted the Speed Learner signing off. I will tell you more in a future video, so I want you to stay tuned.